Okay, so yesterday, actually yesterday we went over on Lithium America core, we went over the butterfly, and it looks like, you know, that we, after we broke this structure, it looks like it's still on its way down. It doesn't these don't always necessarily have to work. Today we're going to go over, I found two examples, a nice Gartley example and one in the past, and we could see how it played out. We're also going to do an example here on the XRP of a bat pattern that has not played out, and then over the next few weeks we'll see how it goes. It's really strange times. It's the end of the year, worst year in stocks ever. Stonks in general are just walking on eggshells. Weird things can happen, but even in the best of times, patterns and volume profiles and pattern recognition, they fail as well. And just like harmonics also fail as well. Let's start with the Gartley pattern. I believe it's the very first of all the harmonic patterns. These are the rules if you wanted to take a snapshot. The Gartley pattern, when these occur, they have a very, very high success rate. And what it generally is, a temporary pullback of an overall trend. So we had this obvious dump here, price action moving, you know, starting to move up, and then we're just having a temporary pullback, and then eventually the trend just continues on. So you could see that in actuality, that's exactly what happened. What makes a Gartley? Okay, so first off, and I even put it in the name of the video, and I'm calling it the 618 Gartley. That's not what it is, but whenever you get a retrace, perfect punch in the head retrace to the 618, start looking for Gartley patterns. Now, when I say XB, that's really the points XB, and that really means that point B is a 621 retrace of the XA leg. If you, depending on what textbooks you look at, they may have different nomenclature with the way that they describe this. But since we're using TradingView, when I say XB, it's really the retrace of the XA leg, and it'll pop up right there in the TradingView, you know, XABCD harmonic pattern. This has to be right there. It can't be nothing else. It has to be the 618. Now again, 621, 618. They're never going to nail it perfect. It has to be close. It has to be close. And again, if we just jiggle, you know, if we discount the candle, you know, it changes quite a bit. But this has to hit the 621. So when you get the initial retrace of the up leg or the down leg, it has to nail the 618, which it does right there. You see it hits that perfect. Okay, and then on your next leg, your AC, this should be 382. When you pull this retracement, it ideally would be the, oh shit. Sorry about that, guys. It ideally should be, let me turn off something here so that don't pop up no more. It ideally should be the 382. Let's turn off some of these other ones so they just don't get in our way. Or the 886, and I have the 886 down here. Ideally, you would like to see this retrace of this leg right here. And let's zoom in a little bit just so you can see it. Ideally, you would like to see this retrace either hit the 382 or the 886. That would be better. Either of these two levels, 382 or 886. It could be anywhere in between those two, 382 or 886. If it's between 3882 or 8886, 3882, 8886, the next best is that if it hits some kind of fib level between those, like the 0.5 or the 786. In here we hit the 786, 0.766, hit the 786. I'll take it. Right now, I'm looking, that this is most likely going to become a Gartley. And the fourth leg should be not between, it should be either or. It should be 1272 or 1618. And it's okay if they're between there, but it should be 1272 or 1678. Now, this is super important And in these instructions, whenever I have the must be, it must be. It can't be much higher. It can't be much lower. It has to be. So I'm going to go ahead and circle that as well. This number has to be the 786. So for the Gartley pattern, it's a 4-leg pattern. Point C is always lower than point A. This first retracement has to be the 618, and your last leg has to be the 786. Once you have that, you have a Gartley. And this is one of the more, as far as the take profits, they're very easy to draw. That's your first take profit. This is your second one. And then this is your third one right there. 1, 2, 3. It's just as easy as that. And if we drew a, very important. When you have the Gartley too, the deep target is the 168 of the AD. Now, by the 168 of the AD, and you might see this different textbooks or different places online, it's basically the 168 if we drew the fib retracement of the AD leg. Now, the AD is the A point is here and the D point is there. And then let's just go ahead and see where that takes us here. Let me turn on the 1618. And then so the 1618, and then let's go ahead and just put a horizontal line right on that. The 1618 takes us, you can see there's the 1618, takes us right back to, kind of recaptures this leg down. And it's kind of funny how that kind of works. So just a quick recap of the Gartley. It has to hit, well, once you hit this first retracement of your first XB or your first retracement, has to be the 618. Your two, almost like a double top, or it is a double top basically, but these should be ideally 382 or 886. Could be anywhere in between there, and if it is in between there, it's better if it's actually on a fib number. And then your last leg here should be the 1272. We have the 132. It nails it, the 1272 or the 1618. And again, it could be between there, but ideally it's the 1272 or the 1618. And when you draw these, when you grab the tool over here on the side, when you just grab this tool and you draw them, it'll automatically put them on there for you. Very important. This last ratio, the AD retracement, needs to be 786 of the XA. These are the rules. They're like geometric proofs. You remember those from high school when they give you in geometry class, they give you some assumptions and they give you a shape and you're supposed to and you prove it. Figure these as proven geometric proofs. They're basically a combination of a tremendous amount of fib retracements and with support and resistance line. When the herd or the attitude of the price action moves in this particular way, it's usually just a price action wants to move up. We're just doing a temporary pullback. That's our Gartley, and then the price action continues in the same direction. And you can see it did pull out, and it's continuing on. So that's the Gartley.